Hey guys, it's JJ. Welcome back to the North Carolina Dynasty, where we have just won the ACC Championship game for the first time in 3 years and the second time in the last 47. We also, in that game, finally beat Clemson, which has also been 3 years since we did that the last time. And it was about time to again beat Clemson. And we're going to be moving on today to the playoff. We're going to be playing in the Peach Bowl. North Carolina faces the Ohio State Buckeyes, who themselves beat South Carolina to get here. And we have seen this before because back in season 1, we actually played also Ohio State in the quarterfinal, and we lost to them. And we were one and done after winning the ACC Championship game. So we hope history does not repeat itself today. And let's see if we can beat Ohio State this time. It's going to be the second time in the series we're going to be facing them. So that's going to be a tough battle. Now, they won against South Carolina, and they had to do it with a come-from-behind victory in the fourth quarter. The Buckeyes are one of the best teams in the country, obviously. They have lots of players in the high 80s and low 90s for overall. And also spread out across the entire team. Atop the roster, it's a couple skilled players, a guard, a corner, a quarterback, another guard and corner, another receiver, a defensive tackle, a left tackle. So it's all over the place. The roster talent is just unbelievable, and they're quarterbacked by Julian Sayin. Kid was a former 5-star recruit, and Sayin has a very solid accuracy, a decent arm. He's got some elusiveness, and 79 speed is not too fast, but a little bit of mobility as well. James Peoples is the running back on this team, wears number 20, 5'10", 203 out of San Antonio, Texas. Peoples is a very good elusive back. He's got some solid carrying, but his catching ratings are pretty awful. Can run some routes actually, and he has 91 speed. So not the most explosive running back ever, but he's decently fast and he's able to elude people. Number 1 receiver on the team is Jeremiah Smith. A dude looks incredible. Unbelievably good route runner. All the catching ratings are very good. He's got excellent elusiveness. He's got some good speed as well. So he's the complete total package. 94 speed, 96 excel. We're probably going to be playing a lot of zone today. There is no use in trying to play man coverage and get burned by Smith. Number 2 receiver is Derek Vigil. 5'11", 174 out of Strongsville, Ohio, but he's injured. So the new number 2 is now Cordell Monk. Where's number 9? 5'11", 199 out of Cleveland, Ohio. He's a sophomore. He's a good route runner. He's got some very enticing route running ratings. Very good across the board. His hands might need a little work. That 83 catch and traffic doesn't look too hot for an Ohio State receiver. And he's got 89 speed. So they're gonna definitely be missing their actual number 2 receiver. But number 4, number 9, watch out. Also, this dude, Ryan Shackelford, looks pretty great. 6 foot 180. Shackelford is a solid route runner with actually a decent route runner with pretty decent hands. He's got the great speed. He's the monster athlete. 99 speed, 97 excel. So, gotta be scared of this kid. And then they also do have a solid tight end here in Josh Bagent. 6'2", 229 out of Cibolo, Texas. Former 4-star recruit. He's a sophomore. He's got some decent catching ratings. He can run a little bit of short routes. Not the fastest ever, but decently athletic, I'd say. And then this offensive line. Obviously, the Ohio State Buckeyes do have a great O-line. And this is basically across the board. They've got a good left tackle and guard combination. Center solid. Right guard is even in the 90s for overall. Right tackle 84 overall. So a very solid offensive line. No injuries for that group either. Mateo Benitez is their top edge rusher. 6'6", 251 out of Camden, New Jersey. Benitez has very solid power moves. His finesse move's not that great, but he's got 89 strength. Can do some run stopping, but that 76 block shit is not great either. He's a great athlete with decent power moves and decent run stopping ability, but not really polished. Brad McCourty, 6'2", 275 out of Cleveland, Ohio. Brad McCourty is a very good finesse rusher. He doesn't really have the power moves, but decent athlete and can stop the run a little bit. And then in the middle of this defense, we've got Caden McDonald as a defensive tackle, 6'3", 326 out of Sewanee, Georgia. McDonald, 89 power moves. He's got, even the 73 finesse moves doesn't look horrible. He's got 92 strength, and he's a very solid run stopper. 83 block shedding is not horrible at all. It's also not great. So this entire defensive line, they do have some good athletes, but they're not quite the polished pass rushers and run stopper that we expect. So there's definitely something to be done here. Jermichael Rose is the top linebacker on this team. A very good coverage linebacker with some solid run stopping ability. He can rush the passer if need be, and he's got 82 speed, which for a linebacker is pretty average. Von Azur is the other one, but he's a power rusher archetype. 6'5", 247 out of Philly. Azur is a very competent pass rusher. He's got some run stopping ability, although that 75 block shot doesn't look crazy. And he's a horrible coverage linebacker. So this dude should be playing on the edge mostly, but he's a good athlete with some good skills against the run and pass. Bryce West is the number 1 corner on this team. West is from Cleveland, Ohio, 5'11", 196. West, an excellent man coverage corner, 97 man, 74 press, not crazy. 94 catching is really good. 73 zone coverage, not great. So he's good against man. He can intercept passes if they're thrown his way, and he's very fast. But his zone coverage and his press ability is just not great. Aaron Scott, 6'80", 185 out of Springfield, Ohio. Former 4-star corner. He's a zone coverage corner with 92 zone. His hands are very solid, but he's at least a little bit better as a man coverage corner compared to the number 1 guy, and he's an even better athlete. Not that he's better in man, but his weakness is stronger than the other guy's weakness. So 76 man is not terrible compared to 73 zone, which is actually pretty awful. And then they've also got Jalen McClain, a very good zone coverage corner, again with very solid hands and the man coverage. I mean, 72 man and 64 press is actually awful. He has 93 speed, so he can at least cover over the top. And this dude is actually not a corner, he's a safety. Now, I've already mentioned before, we have faced them once in this Dynasty, and we lost that game. It was also the quarterfinals of a playoff. In Season 1, we lost that game. Now, it's time to get our revenge. This game is going to be played in Atlanta, Georgia, and UNC is looking to absolutely dominate here, but this is going to be a close matchup. This Ohio State team is no joke. And across the roster, I'd say I would actually give Ohio State the edge. They're just deeper at most positions. They have a better offensive line. They have a better quarterback. The receiving unit, I think, is actually pretty comparable. We do have the better running backs. And on the defense, I think we have the better defensive line. They have, well, actually, linebacker is kind of a tie, I'd say. And secondary, clearly Ohio State. We have a very young secondary, and they are going to need to show that the game against Clemson was not just a one-hit wonder, as we are going to get this game started with a James Peoples run 7 yards to the outside. Peoples stays in the game, and he is going to not get the handoff. Anthony Dingle just whiffed massively on a loss. 14-yard run for Julian Sane, the running back, the quarterback running himself. Now Peoples gets the ball back. The tackle is made. 7 yards for Peoples. And now 2nd and 3. Peoples still in the game. Got a lot of action today, but now we've got a play action shot, and on the comeback, wide open. That's the number 2 guy, Julian Saying, on target there in between 3 defenders. 1st and 10, and Sayin has got another play action shot and wide open. That's number 89. That was the tight end, Agent, and he's got the first down. A little bit too easy here for Ohio State to march down the field here on this opening drive. Sayins, he's got a lot of time again, and there we go again. It's Monk yet again with a nice catch and run down to the 3, goal to goal, and they are gonna toss it out there. Peoples is gonna be dragged down by I think the first one there was Jason Hepburn, and now they go double twin set, hand it off, and nowhere to go. That was not Peoples. Maybe Peoples would have gotten it, but Joe Starlings prevents the touchdown here. 3rd and goal from the 1, and they're gonna toss it out again, and Peoples is not gonna get in a second time. It's Jason Hepburn again in the backfield. 4th and goal from the 2, and Ohio State is actually gonna take the field goal. It's a 3-point game now, and Ohio State is on the board first, but with that dominant opening possession, they should have gotten a touchdown to cap it off, and they did not. Now instead, we're gonna get the ball first here for our opening drive. And Brian Malik gets about 5 yards, but now it's 3rd and 5. And they're actually going to hand it off to Malik up the middle. And he did get enough. Now weaving through this line situation, not a clear running lane there. Now Costanzo checks in, and he's going to run into a wall. A wall, massively, 326-pound massive defensive tackle there. And now we've got a tough 3rd down, and this one's gonna be intercepted. They take it away. That one was underthrown by Merdinger, intended for Jordan Shipp, and returning it, that is number 12. That's the number 1 corner. West was his name, and he takes it away for Ohio State. Great field position now at the edge of field goal range. Let's see if this defense can show up and prevent another score from happening, but this does not look like it. Bagent running down the field. That's a 29-yarder. Oh man, Bagent already at close to 50 receiving yards. 1st and goal for Sayin, throws it over the middle, and the catch is made by Smith. And they're gonna have a 2nd and goal now from the 2-yard line. Sayin is going to have a play action shot, and he's got some time. He throws it to the end zone, and it's intercepted. Taking it away is Jaden Patterson, the hero from the ACC championship game. Got 2 interceptions there. Now he's got another one. 3 interceptions in 2 games. Sayin threw it a little bit too late there, as his guy was open while the route developed, but he waited a little bit too long, so Jaden Patterson could close in on the throw there. You can see him standing in the pocket for an hour, and yeah, Patterson covering Jeremiah Smith there. That's a tough assignment as well. Now we're gonna go back to offense, and Merdinger is gonna hand it off to Costanzo, but there is really nowhere to go. He runs into a wall again, and now we've got a 3rd and 8 coming up. Double twin set. Costanzo's the back, 4-man pressure, and Merdinger, he's got his throw away, but Julian Randolph can't haul it in, and that drive is over right then and there. Great field position again for Ohio State, and Peoples is going to break a tackle from Stocky and run ahead. That's a huge gain. That's about 18 yards on the play. Peoples still in the game. They go double twin set, and they have an RPO lined up here. Bagent with a 7-yard gain on the bubble. And now he's over 50 yards receiving already. And we have just started the 2nd quarter. And now quarterback keeper, and Sayin, he's got the first. It's a 4-yard run. They're going to move the chains again. 1st and 10. And Sayin standing in the pocket. It's intercepted! Caleb Lavalley takes it away. And the UNC Tar Heels prevent yet another score with a defensive turnover. It could be 17-0 at the moment. Instead, it's 3-0, and we have got 2 interceptions on defense. Caleb Lavalley drops back into coverage and makes a great play on Bagent, the tight end. He was the intended target. Trips to the right, handed off to Costanzo, running over a linebacker and getting 8 yards on the play. He's gonna move ahead, 2nd and 2. Trips to the right again, and that's gonna go be a sack, I guess. Merdinger did not get the ball away at all. 0 blitz for the Buckeyes. So 3rd and 13. Let's see what Merdinger can do as somebody got behind the defense again, and that is Buck Stoner. And on yet again a pretty awful throw, Stoner makes the catch and is going to be tackled shy because obviously he had to underthrow it so the corner could pick up the slack. And here Costanzo with a perfect drop, with a perfect blitz pickup, I mean. But we've got another interception, and West now has 2 of them as Merdinger throws yet another ill-advised throw to the sideline, kind of reminding us of the first one he threw. So West's got 2 interceptions today, and that one was again intended for Jordan Ship. 1st and 10, and that one's going to be thrown on the RPO, and the catch is made. Sayin again with a nice 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4. Sayin standing tall in the pocket, throwing it, and this one should have been intercepted, but at least Ashton Woods knocks it away from the receiver. So 3rd and 4, and the handoff is not going to go anywhere. It's a play action shot. Sayin is on the money, but the ball is knocked away. Great play by Moses Riggins. So again, the defense prevents further damage. It's still a 3-0 game, but the offense has got to pick up the slack now, as we're going to have a run for Brian and Malik for 5 yards. 2nd and 5, they show double A gap pressure. They back out of it, and Costanzo is just going to run into the void. Huge gain, about 15 yards on the play. And UNC finally moving across the field. Let's see. Merdinger, he has got trips to the right, Stoner isolated left, and Costanzo's got 4 yards on the play. Solid start to this set of downs. 2nd and 6, double twin set. Malik is the back. Merdinger over the middle. Catch is not made by Jordan Ship. Every one of his targets so far was awful. 3rd and 6, Merdinger. He's got some time to throw this one, and wide open is Buck Stoner. He's got the first down at the sideline. This is what a 5-star prospect looks like. 3 minutes away from halftime now, and Malik's got about 8 yards on the run, bringing up an easier 3rd and 1. Costanzo checks in, and he's gonna get the handoff, and the blocking on the outside is perfect. He's gonna run over the safety and be tackled at the 2. What a play by Kyle Costanzo. This is the stuff we want to see. He outruns the linebackers to the edge, cuts the corner, and then runs over the safety man. This is the stuff we want to see. It's a touchdown. Costanzo finishes the job, and now we are up by 7, even though we should be down by at least 2 scores, if not 3. Now, there is still 1 minute and 58 seconds on the clock, so Ohio State now has a chance to come back, but at least for now, we've got the 7-3 lead, and it's all thanks to Kyle Costanzo. 1st and 10, and Sayin has lots of time to throw, and finally goes down. He did not make a decision on time, and Anthony Dingle's in the backfield. Great play by the freshman edge rusher. We're just going to take a quick peek at that. He's playing against an 89 overall left tackle, Kevin Strickland, and just completely running around him. Did not get a real hand on him, and knocks down the quarterback. 2nd and 16, and Sayin's got his man, and Woods can't make the tackle until it's 3rd and 1. Sayin with trips to the right, Bagent isolated left, and we've got Jeremiah Smith wide open over the middle. They've got yet another first down. 2nd and 10. And Sayin has got an empty backfield, and he's going to get it away, and the catch is made. What a play. That's the edge of field goal range, and there is still 59 seconds on the clock. And now Sayin just dumps it out of bounds. This is a good call. I'd say everything was covered, and he was about to get sacked. 2nd and 10, Sayin with a lot more protection on this play. Bagent wide open, and he's got the first down at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Sayin, 4-man pressure, and wide open again is tight end Bagent. 7 yards on the play. Now there is 10 seconds on the clock. 2nd and 3 for Julian Sayin, and now they're just going to take a timeout here. This is the last timeout they have, so they're just going to be content to take the points. It's right down the middle, and it's a 7-6 game at halftime. UNC with the lead at halftime, even though it was not really well earned. Ohio State they shot themselves in the foot a couple too many times, and if they hadn't, they would be up by a lot. Now, of course, if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Kyle Costanzo needs to get more carries, but we're going to start it off with Brian Malik in the second half. And absolutely nowhere to go for Malik there, and we are going to have a penalty on the play as well. It's Johnny Barr. With the holding, now we're going to have a 2nd and 18, I guess. And Merdinger, he's throwing from his own end zone and completely overthrowing Jordan Shipp. All of his targets were garbage so far. So that's going to end the drive right there. And we are going to punt the ball back. Great field position for Ohio State, but Connor Stockey forces a 4-yard loss. Great play by Stockey. And Stockey's also going to make this tackle. 6-yard gain for Peoples. 3rd and 8. Let's see if Sane can get them into field goal range. Sane with a 3-step drop back, throws it to the sticks. That's caught. Smith with the first down. 10-yard gain for Julian Sane. 1st and 10 from the 34, and they are actually gonna do a little shovel pass, and the ball comes out, and UNC's gonna recover. Peoples was the receiver on this play, and he's going to cut it upfield and fumble the ball away. Cassidy Breida with a very nice play. And now let's take a quick look here. Stockey has some time here to disengage, but in the end he makes the play. He forces the ball loose. 2nd and 9, and they messed up something with the coverages. Wide open. This is Christian Hamilton with an easy first down catch, 15 yards. They're going to move the sticks. By the way, the fumble stands. It was not down by contact. Now on 1st and 10, we get a 3-yard gain to Jordan Shipp, which I think is his first catch of the day. 3rd and 6 for Merdinger, getting it away, and again Jordan Shipp can't hang on. Oh man, this is a cursed game for Jordan Shipp. 7-6, and UNC has to punt the ball away, and they're gonna give it to Julian Saying, and he is now a 1.5 to do something about the deficit in points. So they're gonna run it a couple times, very successfully, might I add. And now they're gonna run it a 3rd time, and Peoples has got lots of space. 12-yard gain, first down. Empty backfield, and Sayin is gonna dump it or flip it forward, and that is a little bit too easy. But the flag is down at the last second, and Peoples is gonna get caught on a holding. So that's gonna knock him back a few yards. 1st and 13 now coming up. Julian Sayin has a play action shot, and he did not get the ball away on time. That's Starling in the backfield, and UNC forces a massive sack. 2nd and 20 coming up as Ohio State gets their drive maybe ruined, but at least they have two downs to fix this one. Starlings with a great pressure there, immediately shedding the block. 2nd and 20, I mean, obviously. And Sayin, 1-on-1 down the field. Let's see if we can do something about it. It's a touchdown. Jeremiah Smith wins the battle against Manu Lorenz. And Ohio State is going to grab the lead. It's 2nd and 20, and they just chuck it down there for their top receiver. And they're going to go for 2 here to make this a 7-point game. Hand it off to Peoples, and nowhere to go. It's Ashton Woods and Caleb Lavalley in the backfield. And yeah, now it's a 5-point game. Let's see what this UNC offense can do now, as they're going to start it off with a screen to Jordan Shipp, and finally he gets yet another reception. Now we're going to hand it off to Brian Malik for a 7 or 8 yard gain. 3rd and 1, split backfield. Costanzo checks in, and he's also going to be motioning out. Hand it off, and Malik's got an easy first down run for 3 yards. 2nd and 10, Merdinger has a bunch to the right. Stoner isolated left. Throws it over the middle. Julian Randolph, 7 yards. Let's move on. 3rd and 3 now, and again, bunch to the right, Stoner isolated left, run it with Costanzo, first down again, 5 yards for the Kyle Costanzo. 1st and 10 from the 41, and Costanzo is going to get yet another handoff. And that one's not going to go as far, 3 yards. Still solid, at least you stay on schedule. 2nd and 7, hand it off, and cutting it back to the other side is Kyle Costanzo. He gets 5 yards out of the play, and it's not quite moving the chains, but 3rd and 2 is a lot easier than 3rd and 7. And we're just going to hand it off to Costanzo, who gets 4 yards and gets the first down as well. 3rd and 14 after a couple bad runs. Merdinger is gonna have a one-on-one shot down the field. Stoner, and he is overthrown. He had a step on the defense, and Merdinger yet again can't connect with his number 1 target here. And instead, we don't get any points out of the drive at all. And Ohio State gets the ball back 5.5 minutes ahead of the end of the game. Sayin standing tall in the pocket, setting up the slip screen, and he's gonna whiff on the throw. That was a slip screen. How can you miss that throw? 3rd and 11. Julian Sayin is gonna have a play action shot, and he has got double coverage as Manu Lorenz gets to this one and knocks it away. What a play. 1st and 10 for UNC after the punt, and we're gonna hand it off to Costanzo, running it to the outside, bulldozing the corner and falling ahead. That's another first down for Kyle Costanzo. 1st and 10 from the 50, hand it off to Costanzo, up the gut, lots of running room, and falling ahead, 11 yards for Kyle Costanzo. 2nd and 9, we've got double twin set. Malik checks in, and he's gonna run it up the gut as well, and that's gonna be another first down. And with that, we are going to the 2-minute warning here, as UNC is wasting away a lot of time. They're betting on themselves that they can get the touchdown this time. And Malik, what a move! Down to the 20. They are at the edge of the red zone now. And 2nd and 10, motion for Randolph, and handoff for Costanzo. That's gonna be a 5-yard gain. Let's see what they can do on 3rd and 5. Timeout taken, first one for UNC in the second half. Trips to the right, Stoner isolated left, and Malik's the back, and getting it away. That's Buck Stoner, first down at the 8-yard line, and now they've got 8 yards to go. Second timeout taken right there by UNC. 1st and goal from the 8. Throw it to Jordan Shipp, who can't get in. Just a few yards, make this an easier 2nd and goal from the 2. Malik still a running back, and they're gonna hand it off. Malik up the middle, no space. That's not gonna work. And there is yet another timeout taken. 27 seconds and no timeouts left. And Merdinger is actually gonna throw for it, and wide open in the end zone. That's Buck Stoner. Touchdown UNC. And they are going to take a lead here. It's a 1-point lead for now, but there is only 24 seconds on the clock, and that requires almost a miracle to get that yardage to get into field goal range. So, great start to the possession, I guess. And finish it off. They're going to go for 2, and Costanzo tries to run over the corner, but there were too many guys there. Can't get in. 1-point lead. Let's see what Julian Sayin can do with 15 seconds on the clock, and that one's not going to help you much. It's also going to waste your time. First time I'll take in Ohio State. They've got 2 more left. 3rd and 3, and Sayin's got his first down timeout taken again. And with that, Sayin is over 300 yards passing. Sayin, 4-man pressure. Dumping it down the field. It's 1-on-1, and now it's 2-on-2, and the ball is knocked away. Moses Riggins with the play, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is gonna do it. They do not come back. They lose the game to UNC, and for the first time in this dynasty, we have beaten Ohio State. We're gonna move on to the semifinal, and yet again, Kyle Costanzo is called Offensive Player of the Game. Merdinger yet again with a few missed throws, and this is coming to a point where you have to think about sitting him. But the problem is, we have 4 quarterbacks on the bench, and none of them have a better deep throw rating than Merdinger do. And also Merdinger has 96 medium accuracy, So he should be good at that, and there's also nobody that can rival that one. So Merringer is, ratings-wise, clearly the best quarterback on this team, but has not been showing up much so far. Now, for the run game, we actually allowed a lot of yardage today to James Peoples, but we managed to force him to throw a lot of times, and that did work out in our favor. We got 2 interceptions, and it should have been at least 3. Costanza with a great game again. Brian Malik had some solid runs as well. We have Buck Stoner 4 catches, and again 2 drops for Jordan Ship, who had a great total of 13 receiving yards today. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier. This game seemed cursed for Jordan Ship. Whenever we threw his way, things were not going our way. Bagent and Smith, both over 100 receiving yards. Smith with 1 deep touchdown, and Bagent with 15 catches, I guess. On sacks, I think it's fine. We did have 2 interceptions for Bryce West, best quarter on the team. He looks great. Yeah, we do have a couple of interceptions ourselves. We had Ashton Woods flying all over the field, and we did collect a couple sacks, but it was nothing spectacular. This was a very solid O-line for Ohio State. But for the interceptions, we've got Jaden Patterson and Caleb Lavely, 2 players from the initial roster, and also 2 players that I expect to get drafted today. And with that, we did have a forced fumble recovered. That was Connor Stockey on the force, and I think Cassidy Breida on the recovery. Now we win the Peach Bowl. We're gonna be moving on. Let's see which one we're gonna be playing in next. It's gonna be interesting, man. Semi-final game. We already beat one of the toughest teams, and now we're gonna be facing yet another one. It's gonna be Louisiana State University in the Cotton Bowl. This one's gonna be tough as well. LSU, just they have so many good receivers, offensive linemen, usually also a good quarterback. So that one's gonna be tough. But let's talk about it real quick. In the first round, we had LSU beat Clemson, which is why Clemson and South Carolina had both been eliminated, and which is also why we played Ohio State, and we're gonna play LSU next. Now USC was also 1 and done. That was not a good look on them, but in the end, LSU just is an SEC team, or a traditional SEC team. In this dynasty, they're a Sun Belt team. They are a great team. You can't deny it. And so we're going to play them now. And on the other half of the bracket, Tennessee beats Pittsburgh, and then a 1 and done's Nebraska to move on to the Orange Bowl. And on the other side of that half, Arkansas beaten out by Florida pretty badly, and then Florida moving on to beat number 2 Georgia. So 3 1 seeds, or 3 first round bye teams were 1 and done today. USC and Nebraska and Georgia. And to be honest, and to be frank, this was kind of the fate that I also expected for us. This was a pretty awful game for the Tar Heels, but we're moving on. And next game, it's going to be LSU. That's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe for more North Carolina Dynasty. See you in the next episode. Until then, have a great day.